Hey guys, it's your girl Tahita with Beauty and the Kinks. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a very different type of video. Some might even say controversial based on the title, but it is a story time and it is kind of a part of my Get to Know Me series because I am telling you a bit more about my childhood. So for those of you who don't know, I am, or I consider myself, Belizean. I was born in Chicago but raised in Belize for a majority of my life. A young portion of my life I was an early portion of my life I was back and forth between Belize and here, Chicago. And the dynamic as far as ethnicity and race is very, very different. And this is something, I don't want to call it an issue, but it is a thought or a memory that comes up a lot for me. I think about it a lot, and I guess I hope that by sharing my experience, if there's any little black girls that you can help with this message, then it would make all the difference to me. So let me just jump right into what I'm talking about. So like I said, I was back and forth between Belize and Chicago at a very early age. My family, as you guys know, are Belizeans, and so I was born in Chicago, then my mom moved me back to Belize, then we moved back to Chicago, and then I was kind of back and forth until like 7, and from 7 to my early 20s, I stayed in Belize. Now, the dynamic between Belize and America are clearly different. I guess in a way you can consider Belize a third world country, especially back in the day, especially with the lack of technology. The times were extremely different. So, but it was also good in a sense. So to get a good foundation on this story, let's start with my grandmother, who I adored so much. She passed away last year, but from a very early age, she was very close with all of her grandchildren, and I was the first grandbaby. So, of course, I was close with her as well. And my grandmother was one of the reasons that my whole family on my mother's side moved to Chicago. And she worked over here as a nanny. So she worked for a very wealthy Jewish family. I believe they were Jewish. And they lived in the, I guess you can call, wealthy suburb of Northbrook. Now, I didn't really realize how different I was until I got to go to work with my grandmother. I went to Northbrook and I saw their elaborate driveway with their fancy cars. At this time, if my family had a vehicle, it was definitely not anything brand new, and I was, on public transportation a lot. So seeing their fancy cars as you're approaching the house was mind-blowing. The size of the house was mind-blowing. You go in and they have stairs inside of their house, not like my apartment in my apartment complex where my stairs are outside. No, they have stairs that are like inside, that goes to someone's room, stuff that I see on TV. So that was mind-blowing for a child that's under 5, because I don't think I was past 5 when I had this experience. And before my grandmother's boss left, the wife, she's like, "You are so adorable, make yourself at home, you can do whatever you want, you can eat whatever you want, whatever's in the kitchen, whatever snacks you want, you can have it." Now, I never missed a meal in my life. I do not want to portray that. I do not want to make it seem like I was starving as a child. I definitely was not. But we had full meals, especially coming from a Caribbean, Latin American family. You don't have like chips and snacks and brownies and cookies and crackers and cracker sandwich. Like, those weren't really a thing. When we sat down to eat lunch, it was a meal. So having access to a full pantry with gummy bears, Gushers, fruit roll-ups, fruit cups, like you can tell I'm big on sweets, right? From a very early age. So, and they had chocolate syrup. Now, I had my chocolate milk too. We had Milo, we had Ovaltine, but they had the Hershey squirt bottle. I want some of that. So I literally, and this is no lie, this is my memory as a child, I literally made like a turkey sandwich with peanut butter and jelly, 3 different types of cheese, because they had a selection. I was, for a lack of a better term, I was really being niggerish with food because I just went in. They had it, they offered it, I took it. And I put everything that you could possibly think of in a sandwich, including that Hershey syrup, and it was extremely gross. I took one bite and I threw it away, but it was available, and I don't have this type of stuff at home. And even if I did, my mom would never allow me to make my own sandwich at 5. So, you know, so I threw that away. And hid it from my grandma because I did this when she was, I think, giving the kids a bath. But anyways, just the experience of being in their home, seeing how elaborately decorated their house was, how big it was, how open they were to me, how I could get anything I wanted just from a child's perspective in their kitchen. It changed how I thought about myself, because I had nobody showing me that same thing for, how should I put this? I had nobody that looked like me that showed me that they could achieve the same thing. I come from a working class family, at least at that time, and I'm saying that like my family just got some money and I'm no longer working class. No, that's not what I mean. But anyways, you know, my mom did the same thing. My aunts, all of my aunts did the same thing. They were all nannies at some point in their lives. And not saying that that's not a good job or a career that you can choose, most definitely. It's a passion for some of the people that I know who do it. But there wasn't any lawyers in my family. There were no doctors. There were no, well, over here in Chicago, on my mother's side of the family, there was no career professionals outside of being a nanny. So the only thing that I saw that related to me that looked like it could possibly happen was on TV. For a kid hearing, you can have it all, you can do anything you put your mind to, but only seeing a white person achieve it. All the fancier cars that I noticed from that point on were driven by white people. As I did not know anybody who owned a house. Even my best friend, because I don't know what her parents did. I think they were some kind of professionals. Maybe, I believe her dad worked in radio broadcasting. They were the one example, the one exception from everything else around me that just geared me to white people, white people, white people, white people. They have it all. And my grandmother, being European, Mayan, Hispanic, she had very, very fair skin. And so she was, in my mind, my connection to the white people. So I remember I went home and I told my mom and my aunts, I'm not black. I am no longer black. I am not black anymore. I am white like my grandmother. And I'm white like the family she takes care of. It's heartbreaking to say that as an adult, because not even as an adult, because for a while I didn't know myself, I didn't know my worth, but as somebody who knows their value, who is extremely proud of being black, from somebody who is extremely proud of being different, and even though I am mixed with so many different cultures, at the end of the day my identity is black. I wish I could hug that little girl, and I'm getting emotional about it, because I don't know if kids still see it that way. I mean, and if they don't see it to the extreme that I saw it, why aren't we highlighting the examples of these educated professionals, these people who are not athletes, who are not rappers, who are not entertainers? Where is their platform that puts them on a pedestal, basically, to show kids, hey, you can have an awesome life. You can actually be prosperous, and on multiple levels, not just on a wealth level, but on multiple levels, you can be happy, you can be spiritually connected, you can be great on so many different levels. There's no real examples, and I, as a little girl, I connected their wealth and their freedom to do, or in my case, eat anything I wanted. My freedom to do that was connected to, in order for me to do what I want in life, I have to be rich. In order for me to be rich, I have to be white. In order to just have a family like that. So instead of my family living in an apartment, I needed to be white so that I can own a house and all of my aunts and uncles can live in that house with me because it's so big. That breaks my heart. And I wanted to be white. Like, it's crazy saying that now. Like, what? But I guess I just wanted to put this out there, as I said in the beginning, to share with you guys my experience, because I want you guys to understand my crazy personality. But I also want you guys to encourage kids, like, especially kids of color. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be an entertainer, a rapper. You don't have to be a drug dealer, because majority of the songs in urban culture glorify being a gangsta or, you know, selling dope, cooking dope. I mean, that's just our society now, but you don't have to. I mean, you could be anything you want to be. You could even be a nanny, because trust me, I'm pretty sure there are nannies that are getting paid way more than what I'm getting paid in my career right now as a risk analyst. So yeah. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to come on here and share that with you guys, because I said this is something that I think about a lot. I think I want to possibly get into mentoring little girls, especially girls of color, so that they know that we can be anything we want. We are so powerful, and our skin does not determine our downfall. It determines our greatness. We came from greatness, and we have the potential to be so big. And so I kind of just wanted to put that out there. So even if you're a woman and you still feel the same way, not necessarily as far as race goes, but you feel maybe that you as a black queen are on the back burner, push through, my friend. Push through, sister, and you know, push through, because we are so capable of anything. Not only are we women, but we're black. That's a good thing. And I think that's it for this video, guys. I'm sorry if I was rambling. This might be a little bit long, but if you push through and watch this video, you're the real MVP. Anyways, if you like the video, definitely go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, why aren't you subscribed? Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, okay? We cool, aren't we? Just subscribe, okay? All right, and of course, I will have all my social media platforms listed down below so that you can hit your girl up and vibe with your girl on her social media. That's IG, that's Snapchat, and you can check out my entire journey at beautyandthekinks.com. Until next video, bye guys.